Baseball, not always the best team wins, but you got to still go out there and get it done.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into the Red Earth Production Studios for this edition of Baseball Talk. We've got a special edition here for you. We're finishing up our final rankings. We got the state championships behind us. We got our final rankings. We got some players of the year we're going to talk about. We got some information for the upcoming All-Star game, the Missouri High School Baseball Coaches Association All-Star games, all classes. We're going to have a lot of fun out there. We're heading to Columbia on Saturday to cover that. We're going to be live streaming all three games. As always, Baseball Talk powered by Game 7 Baseball, game7baseball.com. We'll be at. This is our weekend. We're leaving Saturday morning, heading to Columbia. Got the All-Star games. Sunday, we'll be back in Springfield, Missouri for the Game 7 Multi-State Championships. We're live streaming the 14U division, 2 semis, championship on Sunday. The 4 o'clock game is the championship game. We're looking forward to it. Game7baseball.com. All right. On the Prime Sports call-in link, we have the head coach at Principia High School and RBC director, Mr. Dave Wiggins. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to be here. I feel like we've had a little bit of a break as of late with you being down in Ozark watching some good baseball.
Yeah, I didn't have much of a break.
You didn't have a break at all. I had a break. Yeah,
it was fun though. That's one of the funner weeks for us because we get to meet new coaches. And we saw a lot of new teams this week, Dave. There was especially with the at the top, the class 6 and 5.
Oh yeah,
with the private schools there, 3 private schools with Vianney, Rockhurst, and CBC, and the public school, of course, wins out.
Still couldn't break through. Still couldn't break through.
No, we'll get into that. But we're going to start with the Missouri High School Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Games. Our first one, Class 1, I think Drew's got that thumbnail up there for you. You can see the teams being represented. We're going to be talking a lot about this. I love this part of it. We did this last year. It was the first year we did it. We're going back again this year. These all-star games, it's all seniors right here. And you can see the teams going to be represented on Class 1, Class 2. You got some kids from Northland Christian, state champions. You've got some Eagles, some Tigers. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know all those.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know that cat next to the Trailblazers, that's South Iron.
So, that is South Iron, yep.
Yep. You got some Miller Cardinals in there. You got some Chaffee. Looks like the Red Devils there. And, Iberia. I love Iberia's. The Rangers. That's cool. In there. So that's at 10 o'clock. You've got all the seniors. We're going to be talking to the seniors throughout. We'll get some interviews during the game. We're going to be talking to coaches. This is also, Dave, where they select the all-state teams at this event, correct?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And have you ever been part of those?
I have not. With Jackson Torbett won All-State in 24. My good buddy Kai Arell basically took my nomination with him to the meeting because I was out of town on a summer baseball trip. Yeah. I've never been a part of it. No.
Oh, okay. I think it's fascinating, and I think it's important. If the coaches don't get their kids submitted in time, you don't have a shot at getting them in there. And I think that happens at times.
I'm sure. Yeah. You also have to be. You got to be a member of MHSBCA. You got to pay your membership dues or your fees, and that's just you going to your athletic director and essentially asking them to pay it for you. So, right?
Hey, why
Sometimes
not?
things go by the wayside, right?
Yeah, it happens. But that's class 1 or 2. That's at 10 a.m. And then class 3 and 4 will be, as you can see, you got Fathom in there. Fairgrove is going to be Licking. You got Holden, guys represent from Centralia. You got Lone Jack. Looking to see, that's what I recognize there.
No Duchenne on there.
Huh?
No Duchenne. Very interesting.
No Duchenne. You got the St. Pius X Lancers down south there, Festus, right? Yeah. So, and on the other side, Class 4, you got some St. Charles West, Moberly, Pembroke Hill. You got Marshall, is what that looks like. Fulton,
is that Sullivan?
Monette.
Eagle?
What's that?
Is that Sullivan the Eagle? Is that Sullivan?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Sullivan. Yep. Up top, the other Eagle is Southern Boone. Got some Southern Boone representation there. So a lot of good schools. And in class, that's it. That'll be at 1 o'clock. And then class 5 and 6, as you can see, you got some Warrensburg, Platte County. Brennan McLaughlin's going to be in this game. He's coming.
Something you notice from a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of St. Louis representation.
I know, right?
That's interesting. Looking at the Class 6, I don't see Zumwalt West, Howell, CBC, Vianney, SLU. I don't see any of them. I see more rural area in Kansas City and Columbia area schools. You see Nixa there, obviously. So that's interesting. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not as important to the St. Louis area guys. I honestly don't know, but it's kind of a head scratcher.
You know what I think? Well, and when you look over at the Class 5 side, you got Zumwalt East, Borgia, St. Dominic, Pacific, right?
Is that Westminster? Is that what the horse?
Is that Westminster?
Yeah,
no,
next to Zumwalt.
That's Francis Borgia.
That's Borgia. Westminster's 4. What am I talking about?
Yep.
Well, who's on the left side of the E? So you have Borgia, Knights, and who's on the left side?
It's St. Dominic.
Okay, that's St. Dominic. Okay, got it. My bad.
No. It's sometimes you don't know. We put up these. A lot of people don't see these on a regular basis.
Oakville's represented on.
You got
Class 6.
Yep, I think that is Zanley, isn't it? I
would assume either him or Lake. Yeah.
Liberty? Yeah, Liberty, Winsville. Got the Eagle there.
Oh, there it is. Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that Jackson Ryan? Is that who that is?
I'm not sure. I have.
Okay.
I've got the list. You know what? Since we're here, Dave, and since you asked, we got a plethora of information.
Wonderful.
Oops, wrong information. So I got to get to it here, and we got that there. High school baseball. Because we are in high school baseball. In Class 6, we've got Liberty. It's Caden Thornton.
Oh, okay, yeah. Caden. Yep, good player.
Caden Thornton. And Oakville, it is Aiden Zanley.
Okay, wonderful.
So he's coming. I love that part. That's great. So you got Blue Spring South. You're going to have Suferling there.
All right.
Wyatt Taylor, Wyatt Denny, Cooper Callahan.
Oh, man. All right. There you go.
I love that, man. That's big-time stars showing up right there.
Absolutely.
Micah MacArthur from Hickman going to UMSL.
Yeah.
You got 3 Ray-Pec kids, Clint Olson, Braden McCullen, and Caden Jenkins. You got Nixa, Andrew Larson, and Braden Korber. And Caden Whisker, I like that kid from Smith Cotton. He's going to State Fair. Yeah. Micah Patterson and Dominic Thompson. That's 2 dudes right there.
Yeah, that'll be a good team.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. In Class 5, Charlie Morgan from Warrensburg, Braden Schmidt, Cannon Crooks. I like that a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing the Hannibal kids, man. Alex Arthod, I think it's how it's pronounced, and Cooper Scott. Cooper Scott's a good ball player. He's going to UMSL as well.
Okay.
Cooper Montgomery, AJ Flam, be there from St. Dom. You got Colton Kossuth. Kossuth, yeah. I saw.
Yeah, he hits.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. We saw him a little bit with Eureka the other week, last week. Yeah, he's a good ball player. Travis Hill from Zumwalt East, Coach Hill. Yeah, I love that. So John Gage from Summit Christian will be coaching that team. Last year, Class 5 beat Class 6.
They might do it again this year. That Class 5 lineup is stout. My goodness.
Brendan McLaughlin. Jarrett McGee is coming from Willard.
Oh, yeah.
I love that, man. You know, some of it, I think, Dave, summer ball, once high school season is over, everybody really pushes to get the kids to their summer team here in St. Louis. Right, wrong, and different. I think that's what it is, personally.
These are seniors who graduated. Most in St. Louis, most of these seniors, they don't even play 18U summer ball. They just play for collegiate leagues.
That's true.
So to me, like that's not even a good argument. Like I want to see more St. Louis kids in these games. I'm just gonna say it.
Now, and it was funny. It was interesting because we were talking with Zach Van Hook from Vianney. And going to Mizzou, right? At the state championships, I asked him, and he said he had to be in Columbia yesterday.
So did Nolan Sissom. He is there right now. So Mizzou is, I think what they're doing is great, getting those young guys in on campus, taking classes, and already getting assimilated to, the Tiger way. I think it's smart, especially this time of year where you have a lot of programs that are cutting kids. You have a lot of kids entering the transfer portal. Just kind of almost solidifies the buy-in for not just the kid to Mizzou, but Mizzou to the kid. So
yeah,
I like it.
I just, they're in Columbia. This is going to be at Rockbridge. Just come on over and play.
Down the road. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that Tyler Putnam, Nolan Sissom, and Zach Van Hook are not playing in this game, it's frustrating to me. I don't like it. There's so many. There's so many guys in our area that should be in these games.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we're going to campaign, Dave, next year for this. Okay, we're going to campaign. We're going to have because this is an all-star. It's a representation. I agree with you, of the seniors, their accomplishments. This is an award, really.
100%. It's an award, is what it is. And if you're a pitcher like Putnam or Van Hook, you don't even have to pitch. I mean, they both were outstanding hitters. Like, just go get your ABs, get an at bat. Just go get recognized.
Jordan Martin with Jeff City last year. He came to it. He didn't pitch, but he could swing it.
Yeah.
He had a couple of hits in the game. Talked to him. Heck of a nice young man. I like Jordan Martin a lot. And that I thought that was cool. There was Earlbeck showed up last year, and he did pitch. So, I think you can do either or if your college or whatever you're doing doesn't want you to throw, fine. No
Yeah.
worries.
Hell, Zach could even show up in courtesy run and steal a couple bases.
Love to see Nolan Sissom in an event like this.
Yeah, agreed.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine that lineup with, say, like Sissom, Cooper Callahan, Zach Van Hook,
Putnam.
Putnam. Who else? Jeez.
Caden Throneberry.
Right?
Drew Messi. Nope, Drew Messi's class 4, sorry. Brady Tanner. I mean, like, we could name all the really, really good hitting seniors in the area, and many of them are not on this team. So
exactly. And that's what I mean. We're a Kendall Hagedorn.
Chase Rader. I mean, we can keep going or we can stop,
Yeah. We'll stop.
Yeah, when I saw Smith Cotton, I assumed it was Hagedorn. So
that would have been great. Would have been great. So let's start with Class 1, and we're going to get into some of this. We're going to mix in the All-Star games with this a little bit, and we don't have any rankings for Class 1. We haven't gone that direction. I don't even know if we're going to get there next year. It might be 3 years down the road. I just don't know. It's hard to do this stuff. But St. Elizabeth, Northland Christian were in the state championship game. St. Elizabeth was going for their 5th title in 8 years, which, Dave, it's hard to get there once.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't care. I know people say, well, it's Class 1, No. Don't do that. I think you lessen it. It's hard to get there once.
Absolutely. Don't care what class it is. I mean, keep in mind that school is in that class for a reason. It's not like they're a Class 5 school winning Class 1 stuff. So the class is immaterial, if you ask me. That's they have no control over that. So, just saying something like that just cheapens that school's ability to continuously win no matter what class they're at. And they're not private, so they don't have just an unlimited amount of counties or areas to pull from. They're pulling kids from one small area. So that just goes to show you how good the development is there, from the time those kids are elementary, middle, all the way up to high school. Like, clearly, if they're continuously winning, they don't have the same players every year. Kids graduate, so it's very impressive.
It's something else. In the state championship game, it was Eli Kemna taking on Josh Wolf. Now, if you don't know Josh Wolf, I'm going to explain. This was Josh Wolf for the season, Northland Christian senior. Hit .438 on the season. 42 total hits, 31 RBI, 8 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, 12 walks, struck out 4 times in 96 ABs. 14 stolen bases. He was 9-2 in 51 innings with a 1.23 ERA with 82 strikeouts, 24 walks on the season. Then he went out and shoved St. Elizabeth 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks in 78 pitches.
Wow. Efficiency. And those strike zones are small.
Yes. Yeah. It's legit in the state championships. And he faced off against Kemna. Kemna went 2 2/3, 3 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 3 walks, no Ks. He faced 16 batters and 56 pitches. He struggled, and Northland Christian run ruled him in 6.
Wow.
Yeah, and Kemna is a dude, but Josh Wolf, this young man, was really good. And
is he a senior?
He is a senior. And
there you go, right there. A private school that's going to have to go up, and they just graduated their dude.
Yes, sir. You're correct. And they don't have a huge roster anyway, as far as that's concerned. And this school's only this is their 5th or 6th year. And, they win a championship in I think it's their 6th year of existence, which is pretty impressive. And we talked about this. I am going to do this, and we're going to put these things out at YBM. We've contemplated do this. I'm just going to do this on a very casual level, but in Class 1, our player of the year is Josh Wolf. I mean, you look at those numbers and then what he did in the state championship, not against Joe Schmo, but against St. Elizabeth, against Eli Kemna, and that group. I think that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Josh.
Then we got Class 2. This one to me was, again, here you have Faith Christian Academy. 3rd year. Count it. 4th year. The first year they were 5-0. Then they went the next 2 years. I'm not going to pull it off my brain because my brain is a little suspect right now. I'll tell you that, Dave.
It's okay. Got a long weekend.
Oh, yeah. So if we go here and we go, Faith Christian Academy won the Class 2 state championship, okay? Their history, yes, this is just their 3rd year total. In 2024, they were 5-0. In 2025, they finished 2nd in Class 1 to St. Elizabeth, or Class 2. It was Class 2. Who'd they lose to last year? I can't remember.
In Class 2, Miller.
Oh, it was Miller. Yeah, that's right. It was Miller. And then this year in Class 2, they won the state championship. Actually, No. I'm sorry. Let me back up. They were in Class 1 last year. They lost to St. Elizabeth. They got bumped to Class 2 this year.
Yeah.
They lost to St. Elizabeth in the state championship in Class 1. They go to Class 2 and win the thing.
Crazy.
How nuts is that? Do you see that very often?
No, you don't see that very often. Yeah, I
don't think I've ever seen it.
It doesn't happen. No. It doesn't happen at a public school. I'll tell you that.
No. Rhett Lair, their senior, hit 452 on the season, 42 hits total, 39 ribbies, 16 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 10 walks. He was pretty dynamic for him. But that team from Miller, and he's coming back. I think Miller's going to be right in the middle of that chase again, Dave.
Well, yeah, you have a draft pick, lefty pitcher. So when you're playing small school baseball, that dude's worth multiple wins a year and multiple playoff wins.
This just doesn't seem like it's real.
No, I couldn't even get these numbers in MLB The Show on rookie mode. Like, there's no way.
48 innings pitched. He was 6-0. Had a .15 ERA. I hope if we're wrong, I'm pulling this right off, this is what Misha provides, okay? We did find a couple of errors here and there. It's a lot of information in a very short amount of time, folks. So don't go, oh, they should have gotten. Relax. But 0.15 and 119 Ks in 48 innings. Dave, that's ridiculous.
Well, we mapped it out last night, 2.5 Ks per inning. That's just that's unreal.
Oh
That's
my
unreal.
gosh.
On on May 29th, he topped 97 from the left side. Like he lives like 88, 92, but
Mm-hmm.
he's been up to 97.
Goodness.
It's nuts.
And he's just a junior, folks. And they had some seniors on Miller. They did. They had some seniors. But I think they'll be back, I think, when you got that guy. And when you start looking at this, I think this is what's interesting, too, here. When you start looking at the teams, you look at Faith Christian Academy, who was pretty young. They had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven seniors. They had a 1.93 team ERA, while hitting as a team 370. That puts you in a lot of state championship conversations.
Absolutely.
And that's why
I was surprised. I was surprised to see Faith Christian do what they did offensively against him. That was the semifinal game, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Or was it?
Go back. Let me go back and look.
I think it was
it was a semifinal. They beat them 6-0. And
it was Faith Christian that beat them.
Yeah, Faith Christian beat Miller 6-0. And when you go back here, I can tell you right quick, when you go to that first semifinal, I think that was the second semifinal, though. Yep. You look at Chase Wilkes, he had 4 1/3, 5 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 5 walks. That's what hurt him.
Yeah, the smaller zones. And that's the other thing. Like being a part of smaller school baseball this year, the strike zones are slightly larger in the lower classes. You know, the more experienced, I'm not going to say better, the more experienced umpires are doing the class 5 and class 6 games. You know, sometimes you get the less experienced umpires doing the lower class games. We ran into some pretty wide, high, low zones. And then you have to go to the state playoff where it's an MLB zone. That can't be easy, especially for someone who does not. You're throwing low to mid 90s. No one's going up there ready to just hack, right? They're going to let you walk them. Plus, you're going to get swings and misses, so not many balls are going to be put in play. So you have to throw strikes. You don't have the luxury of a guy putting one of your early pitches in play that a guy throwing 82, 83 does. So that's kind of the blessing and the curse of being a power arm, facing hitters that, quite frankly, can't hit you. Sometimes that hurts you because you throw too many pitches or you're more susceptible to walks because your balls aren't being put in play as much. It's like the kid that can't hit who boasts the high OBP because he has a lot of walks. It's like you have a lot of walks because you literally can't hit. Like you have pitches that you could hit, you just don't put them in play, and then you work deep counts, and then you walk because high school kids walk guys. So
that's true.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about strike zone, I think that's a great point you make there, Dave, because we look at this and we all know this. You watch it and if you look at what they call between the plate and the white line, a river. There's a lot of umpires are giving that, and even to the chalk, which I think you shouldn't do. But it happens. Okay. And I think we're giving pitchers a false sense of security about their ability to get people out. Now, I understand there's this, that. I'm not going to get into the arguments, but we may in the future. And before you start going, yeah, those umpires are stop. That's not the case. I mean, you got guys that can call balls and strikes really well, and you got guys that don't do as well. It's just as simple as that. Because it's not easy. It's just not easy.
No.
I've been back there. I understand. And especially in high school, all of a sudden you get this kid, as Dave is saying, that throws, let's say he throws 85, okay, consistently. But you got to have a catcher who can handle 85 miles an hour. And people think, well, they're a catcher. They should be. No, I'm telling you, folks, it can get very dicey back there. When
Well,
you don't.
especially if you have a guy with good stuff who has limited
Yes.
command, it's easy to set up for a spot. And then my favorite thing is when a pitcher misses his spot by a complete plate's length. Yeah, did he throw a strike? Sure, but the umpire literally watched the catcher move his glove from here all the way to here.
Yes.
You're not getting that call. So you can complain all you want that it was a strike, but at the end of the day, you didn't hit your spot. So,
and there's too many officials who really can't and judge. I never cared about if somebody moved their glove or not. That was never an influence to me. The only time I think a glove influences you is on a low pitch or a high pitch, because as an umpire, you've got to see the bottom of the knees, because that's the bottom of the strike zone. And some people have taller shins, some people have shorter shins, so it changes.
right.
So in reference to where a catcher sets up and you can see where he has his knees, you can see where he's catching the baseball, and that helps you form a better thought process of the bottom of the zone on a person when you're catching at the bottom of the zone. And I think that's the most difficult one personally, is it right at the bottom of the zone.
I agree with you, and that's a part of the reason why, with the whole one knee down stance, they've got the catcher starting with the glove on the ground and working it up. It's not just to pull the ball up; it's to fool the umpire, because you really have no guideline as the glove's working up to the ball as you would if he had his glove sitting there. And that's how they're stealing strikes. Hopefully, in the big league game, they just automate everything, and an umpire has a little little beeper in his ear for ball strike. I don't understand why on certain pitches we can get it 100% right, but on 95% of pitches we can't. My thoughts: if you're going to automate for certain pitches, you just automate the whole strike zone. Keep the umpire out there. Keep him there to say strike, ball, whatever. But why are we picking and choosing? What pitches are 100% correctly called or not? And then the other thing, the 2-dimensional strike zone, that a sliver of a baseball can touch it, and it's now a strike, whereas it used to just not be that way. I don't know. They're doing all these things to try to make the game better, and either don't do any automation or do it fully automated, but don't pick and choose. It's like football. It's 2026 and we're still using a freaking chain in someone's eyes to find out if the ball was, past the 1 yard, the first down marker. I mean, come on. I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
Make sure you're tuning in to Baseball 101 this fall, folks. Dave's got a ton of stuff to talk about.
I sure do.
Baseball 101 hosted by Dave Wiggins.
But I'll be the first one to say that, especially at the high school level, umpires have an insanely hard job.
Yeah.
And they get it right most of the time. No matter what you in the stands or you as a coach may think. My favorite is the coach sitting 110 feet down the line in his dugout on a pitch that's 4 feet outside. Blue, where is that? Well, brother, you can't see inside outside. So stop asking. I can't handle that.
I never answered. If you don't talk or communicate to your catcher, and if your catcher isn't honest and really is working with the umpire, then you need to change how you teach that kid how to catch, because that is a great relationship. If a catcher's honest and he's working hard with me, and I'll tell him, I'm going to give you this.
Right.
Because in high school, we know these aren't professional athletes. And I will tell them, hey, look, I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to give you that. That's too far.
Yeah, you can throw it there all day. If you throw it there all day, you're not getting it.
Exactly.
That's the other thing. The kid keeps throwing to the same spot, and he expects the call to change. It's like, well, the umpire had a really small zone. No, bro, you threw to a spot that he wasn't calling a strike. Throw it somewhere else. I mean, some umpires can only see half the plate. I've witnessed it myself. You've got to find out which half that is.
And Dave, I think one of the things that I tried to do as an umpire, the biggest thing that I really did was I wanted to keep it competitive. It had to be a competitive pitch. If a hitter and good hitters know the strike zone and they have good eyes and they can see. So you can't give them that. They're like, Blue, I can't hit that. And he can't. Right. I don't care. And you're taught not to swing at that. So how is that competitive? No, it's not. It's not competitive for him. But then, that smaller space right there, if that pitcher can hit that spot consistently, yeah, I'm going to give it to him as a high school or a youth pitcher. Because if they show some consistency and it's competitive for the hitter, then we're in the right place. And I think that's the fairest thing to say, because these aren't professional athletes.
Yeah, oftentimes good hitters with good eyes, professional type hitters, they're going to strike out looking more than they're going to strike out swinging. Agreed. And you as a coach, you have to be okay with a good hitter striking out looking. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to teach them to swing outside of the strike zone. And as the game gets harder and breaking pitches get nastier, it's a recipe for disaster. So that took me a while as a young coach. I'd yell at my guys, don't go down looking, go down swinging. And then, I was fortunate enough to coach the Sisms, Tanners, and Piles of the world. And I would lose my mind. I'm like, swing the freaking bat. And they'd come back like, wasn't a strike. I'm not swinging at it. I'm like, okay, I guess. I get it.
I'm going to get a better pitch.
Right. Yeah.
And that's fair. So we just threw that one in for extra, folks. So who do we have for our Yeah, exactly. Who do we have for our player of the year here in Class 2?
Mine's Jace Wilkinson.
Well, that's ours.
Yeah, it's not even
for us.
Yeah, the strikeout numbers alone are just they're wild. they're wild.
Oh, mercy. All right, folks. Our final rankings in Class 3, right up here. We start at the bottom. I went with the Mid-Buchanan, Dragons.
The Titanic Dragons.
Mid-Buchanan had a good, solid year. Play one of the tougher schedules. I picked them over because they beat West Platte. They were there. Carrollton in the 9 spot. You had Centralia Falls to number 8. Inexplicable, man. It was kind of one of those, I did not see that. But how about that R7 group? Jefferson, I got them in the 7th spot. They had a great run.
They did.
They really did. I was very, very pleased for them. And then in the 6 hole, Fatima Comets. They were the 2025 champions. And so they had a very good season. I think they did. They had a very good season. They fell a little short. And they're the ones that beat Centralia, pushed Centralia out, which doesn't surprise me a little bit there. And so there you go. In the 4 spot, Fairgrove Eagles, they finished 2nd last year. They had a good run again this year, but fell a little short. And then our top 4, who were the final 4, originally we had Blair Oaks in the 4 spot. Duchesne finished in the 2nd spots where they were. Licking was number 6, and Scott City was 3. That's where they were in the end of the season rankings before the playoffs started. And those 4 teams, it was only Centralia that was punched out. Fairgrove, I think, was right there at 5. Blair Oaks looked every bit the state champ. I'm going to tell you, dude, they crushed it. Folks, when you're winning like this, okay, Blair Oaks, Holden gave them the best game in the sectionals, 4-1. They beat Carrollton 12-0 in the quarters. Then they go to the semifinals. They beat Licking 10-0. And in the state championship, they beat Duchesne 11-1. that's dominance. Dave, there's no
It
question
is.
they're the best team.
No, there's no question. Does Holford graduate, or is he a 27?
Junior. Libert.
Well, there you go. You get Holford. You get Holford and Libert back next year. Yep. Good luck. Good luck to the rest of the teams in Class 3. Yeah.
I know. They're just going to be loaded up again. They just do that. It doesn't really matter. It just back and every year. But we're going to do this, and I think this was what was interesting. And I think this is another one Dave put out there. And as far as overall, I agree with you, Dave. So who's our player of the year?
TJ Greasy.
Yeah. Young man hit 400, had 23 ribbies, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 15 walks. He only struck out 13 times, and then he was 34 and 2/3 innings coming back off the injury. And probably they slow played him. And a 1.01 ERA. He got beat up a little bit by Blair Oaks. But Jace Wilkinson. It happens, right?
I mean, if you take that game away, like, I wonder what the ERA is. It's one game, right?
It is. It's one game.
Yeah.
And it happens. You can say what you want. People go, oh my gosh, he didn't do very well. Yeah, I know, but
hey, he recently committed to go play with his buddy Jackson Nicodime at Mineral Area.
Yes. Is that right?
Yep, he is going to Mineral Area with Jackson.
That's awesome. I like that. And, here we have, you've got 2 licking players, Carson Walker and Isaac Ryan, going to play in the All-Star game. 4 Centralia seniors, 3 St. Pius X out of Festus seniors are going. Fairgrove, Macklin Johnson's going. Fatima, Blake Clethermus. I like that kid a lot, man. He's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From Holden, and Blake Clethermus is going to Crowder. Wesley Brown from Holden going to State Fair. He's going to be there. You got Cole Rourke from Licking. We met him there at the state championships. He'll be coaching the team. They've got quite a few guys coming. I think that's going to be a fantastic Class 3 All-Star team. Luke Throgmorton from Lone Jack, who's going to State Fair, is going to be there as well. So I like this lineup, man. That's going to be a tough one. But TJ Greasy, man, our player of the year for Class 3 for Youth Baseball Midwest. Congratulations to Blair Oaks for the state championship, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does into the future. I think he's going to be very good, no matter.
Yep, agreed.
You know what I mean? Class 4. I want to get to Class 4 here real quick, and top 20. We got our top 20. Eldon makes it back in with their run at the end. They won the district. They got into the sectionals, number 20 there. Potosi, the same way, winning their districts, getting into the sectionals, and lost to Westminster Christian by 1 run. So had a good run there. 17-7 on the season, I believe it is. Drew, is that correct? You can see it better than I can. 17-7. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Their best player is a freshman this year. He'll be a sophomore, so they'll be tough. Potosi, Cruz Sadler. Right? He's only his upper 80s arm.
Oh, it's always good there when you got those kids coming back like that. I think Class 4 is always like that. There's these teams like, I didn't even see that coming. And Potosi did it. So much love there. 19. Hollister, the Tigers. Fell a little short. Didn't get into the sectionals, but we had them. They lost to Logan Rogersville in the district championship. I think they lost 4-2. We've had them as high as 13. So quality stuff there. Chillicothe, same thing. They lost in the in the district championship to Benton. Had another good season. Head coach Troy Figg, he was the coach of the year for Misha.
Awesome.
So, shout out there. Seneca lost in the championship game. I was a little surprised by that. They lost to, was it Aurora? I think it was Aurora. Hang on one second.
It was the Hound Dogs.
Yeah, they lost to Aurora in the in the district championship game, and I didn't think they were going to lose to Aurora, but Aurora did. They got through, and there you go. And that's where you see the Hound Dogs one step above them at 15, getting into that district title. So. And then we have next here Nevada Tigers also losing in the district championship game. That was to, I believe, Harrisonville. Yeah, that was Harrisonville. You can see Southern Boone right there. They lost to Moberly in the district championship game. Harrisonville got into the sectionals but lost to St. Michael the Archangel, which is right there up there next to that. And then St. Michael the Archangel took down Harrisonville, which I didn't see that coming either, and got into the quarters. So kudos to them. The folks down just down the road here, North County Raiders, had a really good season this year, Dave. And
yes,
got to the sectionals. That's the one, remember when we were doing the show and the bus accident?
Yeah.
That was the Notre Dame.
Cape Notre Dame. Yep.
Yeah, they had the accident. They postponed it a day, and then they went in 8 innings, and Notre Dame beat them 2-1.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
And that was after North County. North County won their district by throwing a no-hitter against Herculaneum. Sophomore Maddox Bosler. So, yeah, you got 2 more years of that young man.
Oof. So North County going to be solid there. Notre Dame Bulldogs, they hadn't been in the it's a private school out of Cape Girardeau, but 2-1. Then lost to Westminster 2-1 in the quarter. So tight games there. Moberly, there, what number is that? That's 9, isn't it? No, 8.
8. Yep.
Moberly's at 8. Moberly lost to Mexico in the sectionals, and then Benton. The Cardinals, they were the unfortunate recipients of the Excelsior Springs Tigers in the sectionals and went down 8-4. But I still think they had a great season. A tough district with Savannah and Chillicothe. The same, and then Mexico, a big year for Mexico. They've had struggles getting out of district play. They got to the quarters. They beat Moberly, which I thought Moberly was going to beat them, but they had a good run there. And then they ran into Orchard Farm. Orchard Farm put it on them pretty good, 13-3 there, but got them at number 6. Logan Rogersville is the number 5 team. They're the top team below the state Final Four, the finalists. I still am scratching my head over that one.
Remember the conversation we had about a month ago when we asked, are they the best team in the state regardless of class?
Right.
We were off. They're good, but we were off.
Yeah, they were playing like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's injuries. I don't know if something happened or what, but Springfield Catholic just put it on them.
Yeah, they did.
So that's just kind of, it happens. And Springfield Catholic was playing good baseball. Coach Spitz had them playing right there. So our top four.
They put it on.
Go ahead, Dave.
Sorry, Daniel Akins for Logan Rogersville is a fantastic pitcher. He's fantastic. The fact that Springfield Catholic did what they did offensively against him was eye-opening to me.
Exactly. I agree. Excelsior Springs, the state champion. Congratulations to the Tigers. That was a fun team to watch. A really good. Kalen Bedford, hadn't seen him. That kid pitched brilliantly in the semis. And then they got another good one. Was it in the championship game? I'm trying to remember. Landon Markham. They had two guys. The Bedford kid, man, he's really good. So is Markham. Markham hit .420 on the season and had a 2.32 ERA in 54 and a third innings.
Ooh, it's a lot of innings.
Yeah. That was a good baseball team. And the other part of this, Cale Lyons was the head coach for Excelsior Springs. And we reposted this because Coach Lyons, folks, I didn't know this, had no clue. But in February, he was part of the National Guard, and he was deployed to Iran, into the Middle East, as part of his National Guard program and whatnot, and has been there since that. And it was just, I was like, oh my gosh, he went over there. His team, he couldn't coach his team. Cody Vaughn took over, and this team put it on their back and put it on a mission, and it was great. If you get a chance, go to our I think it's on X, isn't it, Drew? Or Instagram? Twitter. It's X. TikTok. One of them, it was on TikTok. He sent a message to the kids from over in Iran on the social media. It was cool. So kudos to Coach Lyons. Be safe over there, man. Get back to your family soon. Hopefully all that will settle down over there. But Excelsior Springs, well-deserved. Orchard Farm had a great run. Kudos to Coach Sugar and his group, those seniors, Max Kelch, Rosenberg. You had Dittmeyer. Oh, gosh. I think Ty Thorpe's a junior. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Luke Hankey. They had some really good quality seniors. Titus Fisher. That was a good run. And I really like the way Coach Sugar's changing the culture of that program. Springfield Catholic finishes off in third place over Westminster Christian Academy, the Wildcats. And that's our Class 4. There it is. Congratulations. We're going to see some. Go ahead.
Sorry, Westminster is another one that has a really talented freshman arm in Mitch McAllister, who you get 3 more years of him. You get another year of Grady Arnold. They could, they're obviously graduating Drew Messi, but, the line gang, one of their other better pitchers was hurt most of the year. They did a lot with what they have, and I think they'll be talented again next year for sure. And they've got a really good class coming up the next couple of years. So they'll be in the conversation.
Yeah, Lion Gang only threw 17 innings, but he had a 1.65 ERA.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, just didn't have him second half.
That's tough, man. That's tough. So the Grady Arnold, 47 2/3, $191 with 54 Ks, Dave, as you say. Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. We're going to see some of these guys that we saw. Nick Bueller from St. Charles West. I like this. Moberly, Nolan Samuel, Kyler Fanning, Max Richardson. Those are all quality players. Moberly area. Kyler Fanning's going to Mineral area. Richardson's going to North Central Missouri College. And then Southern Boone, Zach Henson, who's going to Mizzou, Jace Troth, who's going to State Tech, and Jackson Woodward, who's going to William Woods, are going to be there. Jack Passan from Pembroke Hill. Chase Blue, Mitchell Garner from Sullivan. I like that. I like that a lot.
The Kyler Fanning kid from Moberly.
Yeah.
I've gotten to watch him play the last couple of years. He can fly. I think he's a 6'4", 60. Oh, he can fly. Left-handed hitter, dynamic, has juice. Man, Mineral Area got a steal there. Like he's really, really good.
We got to see him once. We got to see him when we went over to Mexico for the Southern Boone Classic. It was pretty good. So, kudos, Class 4, Class 5. Let's start from the bottom. At the bottom 5, Farmington Knights, Winnetonka Griffins, Melville Panthers. Kudos to those guys. MICDS Rams and the Union Wildcats. What do you think of our bottom 5 there, Dave?
Those are really good teams. Those are good baseball teams that, just kind of had a hiccup in districts. That's really what it was. I thought Farmington could rival Festus and win that district, and unfortunately they lost in the first round. Melville MICDS was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
One of those teams obviously had to win, and Union was a team I thought could come out of that tough district that Summit ended up coming out of.
Mm-hmm.
Pitching wise, I thought they had the most depth wise, and they've got dynamic players all over the field at Union. Brody Akins is going to be a junior. He's one of the most athletic, most annoying nuisance presences you could absolutely find on the bases. I mean, he just makes it happen. Really fun player to watch. So, yeah, that's a good bottom 5 there for 20 through 16.
So our next 5, we have Warrensburg Tigers, Father Tolton, Trailblazers, Fort Zumwalt East Lions, the St. Pius Ex-Warriors, and Carl Junction Bulldogs. What do you think of those 5? Really, really good. Really. Carl Junction's just unfortunately in the toughest Class 5 district in the state. It just that was rough for them. No matter whether Willard or Webb was 1 or 2, they were going to have to beat them both. That's just really tough for them. Pius X, yeah, Henry Bertonson for Pius X. I think I saw recently he was like 94 to 96. Ridiculous. Zumwalt East, with the Pandolfo and Morgan. Tolton's always good. Warrensburg, I think, didn't you have Warrensburg like at 1 for a while? They were in our top 10.
Okay.
They were in our
They
top
were really
10.
good. Like they've got some really good players. Coach Crooks' son headed to UCM and a couple other good ones. So yeah, that's, man, I can't believe the 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. It just shows how deep the state is.
I had them coming out of District 5. Instead, it was Marshfield. And
Marshfield.
Yeah. I that's what I thought. Didn't happen.
I thought Warrensburg would have given Willard a better 2 or 3 game series. I just had no confidence in Marshfield beating Willard. I had no confidence in it at all. But it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Zumwalt East, they're going to have those guys back. They got some young guys still coming back. Carl Junction, I think they had to put so much into Webb City.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think Webb City had
to put so much
into
CJ.
Yeah. That when they got to Willard, I think it pushed them a little bit over the edge.
Having the 1 seed in that district was a significant advantage.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
It was. All right. 10. the Kearney Bulldogs. Then at 9, Marshfield Blue Jays. At number 7, the Festus Tigers. At number
8.
That's
Festus.
number 8. 8 is Festus. Number 7, Summit Christian. And number 5, the Rockwood Summit Falcons. Now, I was shocked, and even I've talked to Coach Orell about that. I thought Summit was going to come out of that, but St. Dominic played very well throughout the whole postseason. They deserve it. Kudos to them. They gave Willard everything. They almost pulled that one out. That's crazy. I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment. But Dave, what do you think about this next 5?
It's really good. I still, man, I just I wish that I wish that Willard would have had to play tougher baseball games leading up to the state championship game. Like Platte County without McLaughlin on the mound, I would have much rather seen Summit Christian in that game. Man, when I found out Brennan wasn't pitching, I'm like, well, okay, cool, that's fun. Willard's gonna win easy, and now they're gonna play, the winner of Dom and who the heck?
Chaminade.
Shami, yeah. I think Summit Christian is every bit as good as Platte County. Every bit as good. I think they're better than Summit. I really do. I think they're better than Chaminade.
Okay.
It would have been really cool to see them go head-to-head with Willard. It really in a 1v1 type deal, right? You get to see what those hitters could do against Levi Hilton instead of Platte's number 3 or 4, right? Yeah. I mean, it's a different. It's different.
The kid that pitched against them, Zach Brown, he had 42 innings and a .183 ERA. It's not like he was chump change.
Right. But he's not Brennan McLaughlin.
No. I don't get me wrong. I agree with you. That's not, but that's what I'm saying. That's how good Willard is.
They're outstanding. They're the best team in the state for a reason. Yeah. They're the best team in the state for a reason. The only way you beat the Willard Tigers in a 1-game battle is with a dude with a capital triple D. Like it's just that's the only way. The only way. And that's why I was so excited for the Willard Platte matchup. And then I was so let down when I found out that Brennan couldn't pitch. But oh well.
I got to go backwards a minute because we didn't do this for Class 4. We did our final rankings, but we didn't give the player of the year. And I picked this one.
You get it.
Because there's a young man, as I look at this, because he pitched so well. And he had quite the season. He hit .375 for them with 30 ribbies, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, 13 base on balls, and only 3 times did he strike out. He was 4-0 in 27 innings with a 1.81 ERA, and that was Kalen Bedford for Excelsior Springs. That's our player of the year for Class 4 for Youth Baseball Midwest. I mean, I'm taking a lot of this off of what we saw, but I love winning in that respect. Yep. Get to the Final Four. I appreciate all the great players and whatnot, but man, this kid went out and shoved. I mean, just stuck it to everybody. And that to me makes a whole big deal when you can do that to an opponent. Landon Markham, 420. You could probably go co-player of the year with these two guys. Because Landon Markham in the championship game against Orchard Farm, 7 innings, 1 hit, 4 Ks, 73 pitches, okay?
And that Orchard Farm team can hit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They can swing it. In the semifinal game, Bedford, 6 1/3. He just hit his pitch count at 107. 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks. And then Markham came in and finished the last 2/3. So they had two pitchers throw in the championship, period. It was Kalen Bedford and Landon Markham. And they both, Markham hit 420. He had a 2.32 ERA. You have two dudes right there. Both are seniors. Oh, no, sorry. Markham is a sophomore, folks. He's a sophomore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he'll be back. You could say, I'm going to go with the senior. That's why I did that. That's what I remember now last night when I'm going through this. Kalen Bedford. I know Markham was a dude in that as well, but I always like to give stuff to the seniors, man. Give them some love, right?
Sure thing. They can't win it next year.
That's right, Dave. All right. Rockwood Summit was number 6. So let's move it up here. I had my number 1 team, Webb City, because they lost to Willard in that district championship at number 5. I thought Webb City was a dynamic team throughout the whole season. They are. And so that's who I had at number 5. And then, of course, Chaminade finished in 4th. Platte County beat them in the 3rd place game. St. Dominic and Willard squared off. Willard got off and just started putting it on them. It was 9-3 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Okay? And here comes St. Dom. Oh, my gosh. And Montgomery hits a double. Boom. They're scoring runs. They've got, I forget exactly. It might have been just 2 or 3 out. But anyway, Colt Hopper smokes one to the fence. And you know how big that ballpark is. And that kid can fly. He's rolling around. He's sliding into 3rd for a triple. It had been raining most of Saturday. And he's in there. And Matt Burns, who'd started the game on the mound, pitched very well, was at 3rd base, catches it. As he's sliding, Matt just holds the tag as he rolls right over the base. And he couldn't hang the base. And he was out. And that ended the game 9-8. That was Hopper was going to be the tying run at 3rd base, and he couldn't hold the bag on the slide on turf in a kind of a wet day. Dave, that's tough.
That's a heartbreaker. You're going to see Coach Arell immediately console Colt. You know, just does what any good coach would do. Gets down and just is probably loving on him, reminding him just how awesome of a 4 years he just had, and how, you know, they wouldn't want it anyway else. But it's, man, that's a tough way to lose, especially mounting a massive comeback in the 7th and falling short by 90 feet. Yeah.
Tough. But on the other side of it, in the semifinal, I deemed it the rubber game because I thought, you know, Platte County, Willard, they've been there. The last 5 years, each of those teams had won 2 state championships. They'd won 4 out of the last 5 with Festus sticking in there in the middle in 23. But Coach McGee, his swan song, and I thought it was hilarious. I don't know if you saw the interview I did with him afterwards, Dave, but I love that. He goes, I'm telling Coach Bowling, why can't we win this one by 5 or something? But hey, you know, a win's a win, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Coach McGee retiring. Couldn't be a better way to go out, Dave.
Excellence is all you. I think someone on X or Twitter said something like, put a plaque of Coach McGee in the school hallway forever or something. I mean, like he's left his mark on Willard baseball forever. Yeah, and that's a pretty special pretty special occurrence.
Absolutely. And when we talk, we were talking about Platte County being a little light on the pitching side there because when they pit in the first semifinal or the second semifinal that night, Levi Hilton pitched against him, and Levi Hilton's going to Mo Southern. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 91 pitches, and they put up 10 runs in 5 innings on Platte County and went to the championship game. And that goes to your point, Dave. You got to have a dude against Willard.
You have to. You absolutely have to. And when Levi's on the other side, especially in a game of this magnitude, he's going to be stingy. It's probably him, Brody Wilson, and Mason Young as the 3 best pitchers in Southwest Missouri, right? And yeah, Missouri Southern, we could say Division II all we want. They recruit Division I players all the time. Levi's a Division I caliber pitcher without question in anyone's mind. And he just, in big games, he doesn't give you anything. Like we had the misfortune of having to face him as a sophomore 2 years ago, and we didn't touch him. So you just imagine what it's like, his senior year. And like I said, I was fired up for that game because I thought it was going to be McLaughlin Hilton, and it was going to be just a battle of the absolute aces. And I would have bet all the money in my bank account that Willard would win the moment I found out McLaughlin wasn't pitching, and I'd be a very rich man. But yeah. Well, actually, I wouldn't be a rich man because the odds would be so darn bad I wouldn't have made any money anyway. So, that's Willard was the class of Class 5 all the way through. I thought Webb City was the only other one that was in their class in terms of could they match them. And being in the same district, it made it really easy for us to know early on who had a shot at going all the way between those two. Willard was a wagon. We weren't going to beat him. And Dom came darn close in a game that I think most people probably, if they were watching at home on Game Changer, probably turned off, a couple innings prior. Good. Congrats to the Tigers.
St. Dom, building that program, they got a lot of seniors going out. It'll be interesting to see how they retool that. Coach Arell, they got some young pitching, so I think offensively we'll see. They got the dynamic young guy in Cerneski. I think he's going to be a dude for them for the next couple of years as well.
You'll see him on the mound next year.
Think so?
Oh, you'll see him on the mound. It'll be touching 90 next spring.
Oof.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Chaminade, shout out to Coach Shilley and his group. They did a great job getting there and played some good baseball, got through the districts, got there. Kudos to them. And so that's our Class 5. And Dave, our player of the year for Class 5?
None other than Mr. Brennan McLaughlin.
You got to read some of those stats, bro.
You read them. You've got the thing in front of you, don't you? Oh no, never mind. I got it. My fault. Hold up.
Yeah, you sent that to me.
Yeah, I did. Well, Brennan's dad is awesome. Eli's an awesome guy, and we've talked throughout the years, and he was able to shoot me his numbers. 459 average, 547 OBP, a 1484 OPS, 51 hits, 9 of those being home runs, 49 RBI, 41 runs, 22 stolen bases. And then let's go to the other side of the ball. 42 innings pitched, 54 strikeouts, a 1.67 ERA. And Platte put, and these are who he pitched against: Staley, Liberty North, Nixa, Columbia Rockbridge, Park Hill, Benton, Pius, Summit Christian, Kearney. Like, yeah, here you go, Brennan. Here's the best teams in the state. Go beat them. Also had a 914 fielding percentage at shortstop. So that's our guy.
We saw him pitch against Staley. It was our game of the week, and Staley had a great run. They could hit. There was dudes all up and down that. He lost that game. I don't know if he took the loss or not. I don't know if he was still in. It was 4-2 win, but he was really good. We're going to see him at the All-Star game. He's going to be there. I'm excited about that. And Cooper Montgomery's going to be there. Summit Christian, Nate Metzger, and Carter Jeffries are going to be there. I'm looking forward to that, right?
Agreed.
Cooper Tripp from Farmington. As we said, Kossuth, right? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Kossuth. Yep.
Kossuth. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Pacific. The Henry, how do you say that? Bertonson. Bertonsson's going to be there. Lane Malincrot from Francis Borgia. Dylan Kroll from Winnetonka. The Warrensburg guys, Morgan, Schmidt, Crooks, and Fry. Capital City, Chase Lewis and Colton Haskell, Hannibal. So you've got Father Tolton, Brett Weiser, Carter Hankey. I'm looking forward to see it. Jarrett McGee's coming from Mill. You've got some of the top. This is true all-star right there, man.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I love that.
I would have liked to see Wyatt Schneider there from Summit.
Fantastic, right?
Would have really liked to see that one.
Yeah.
Maybe Paxton Schneiders from Melville. So.
Oh, yeah. Goodness. All right. Class 6, finishing it up here. Let's go. Our bottom 5. Seckman Jaguars, Marquette Mustangs, Ozark Tigers, Fort Zumwalt West Jaguars, and the Rockbridge Bruins. Dave, your thoughts on our bottom 5 there?
Only the bottom 5 in terms of top 20. those are good
I know
teams. They're good teams. That any other year could be top 10, top 5. Yeah, that's the Ozark's cool to me, right? Ozark, they're in a really tough area in terms of the Class 6 talent around them and some of the teams that they beat. That Ryland Sutton is just one of the most dynamic players in the state. Like, he's so fun to watch. That's a good bottom 5, as we'll put it.
I met Ryland Sutton back when he was playing the Midwest Mavericks when they were 12. Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
So I love this. And to me, Dave, that shows you how small the margins are, right?
At 100%. We've been saying it all year.
Yeah, absolutely. Our next 5 starts with our old friends from Francis Howell, the Vikings. Then the Jackson Indians, SLU, Junior Billikens, Nixa Eagles, and the Liberty Blue Jays. What do you think of that? It's the same thing, right?
It's the same thing. My state champion pick was the Jackson Indians. They did not make it out of districts, so egg on my face for that one. Lindbergh made me eat my words there. But
I had Jackson going to the Final Four.
I just thought they were going to run, and they didn't, Howell, Jackson, SLU, Nixa, Liberty, like, really? 11 through 15? I mean, wow.
I know, dude. Yeah. And then the next 5. Thank you, Drew. Liberty North, the Eagles, Eureka Wildcats, Howell Central Spartans, Kickapoo Chiefs, and the Lafayette Lancers. It's all teams that could have probably been in with a play here or there. I think all of these, you talk about our top 20 are teams that with a play here and there could have been in the Final Four.
Well, yeah. I mean, Lafayette, Pooh, and Central won the first game of their series.
Right.
It took 3. It took 3 to take them down. Liberty North could arguably be the most talented team in the state from a just overall on the field talent perspective. Lafayette's got college-bound players all over their roster. Kickapoo does. Howell Central does. Eureka's got probably the deepest pitching staff that we've ever seen. 6 through 11. I almost like 6 through 11 more than 1 through 5. Only crazy.
Liberty North, they lost to Staley. Liberty, the Blue Jays lost to Park Hill in the semifinals, and
I know.
That was just inexplicable to me.
No one
I was
saw
like,
that
oh
coming.
my gosh.
No one saw that coming.
That shows you what that district's like too.
But remember, last year Staley almost lost. Was it to Park Hill? They had to make some crazy comeback. They almost. I mean, they finished third in state or second in state. They almost lost in districts to Park Hill. So Park Hill must get that. They got that magic in districts or something.
It's kooky, man. All right, the last 5 here, Drew, and there it is. You got Staley at number 5, then the Rockhurst Hawklets, Vianney Griffins, CBC Cadets, and the 2-time back-to-back state champions and the continuing dominance of the Kansas City Suburban Gold Conference with their 6th championship in as many years. Or is it 7? Liberty in 21. 22 and 23, Liberty North. 24, Blue Springs. It's 6. I can count. There you go. 6. My math was correct. Didn't even have to take my shoes off, Dave.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude, that is insane to me.
Yeah. Let's start from the bottom, right? Obviously, Staley immensely
Gold.
talented. Yeah, immensely talented, right? Coach Josenberger's done an outstanding job in his just second year with them, right? I saw a video of a kid down in Atlanta. I want to say it was 90 to 92. He's going to be a freshman at Rockhurst in the fall. So they're reloading, and it's cool to see because the private larger schools, there aren't as many in Kansas City. It's cool that one of them, Rockhurst, is starting to bring in the talent that they are. Obviously, you have Vianney and CBC, which are just known as 2 baseball powers here in our area. But yeah, I think Mulder's and mine's pick of Blue Springs South when we got to the final. Well, I think final 4 for 5 and 6. I think we both picked Blue Springs South. They're just Wyatt Taylor's an immensely talented lefty pitcher. Obviously, Graydon Suferling is almost as potent on with the bat as he is with a ball in his hand. And then the other young man, the lefty that they brought in relief against CBC, I think he was 84, 87, top 88. I can't remember his name, but he pitched extremely well. And I mean, CBC's lineup probably turned out to be one of the better lineups in the St. Louis area when you go 1 through 9. So, yeah, and obviously Vianney has Zach Van Hook, who is just different. And Vianney also has one of the best freshmen in the state, in Dan Lang. Dan Lang's an absolute just stud, playing third base as a true freshman there. I think the last true freshman to start in their infield, I want to say, was Brock Daniels. It was either Brock or it could have been Trey Jaws-Wachowski as well, or Riker Benz, but those are names that he's in good company, right? Let's just say it that way. 5 outstanding teams.
It was a lot of fun to watch. It was some good baseball. I want to shout out to the coaches too, because I appreciate we request, and the coaches are very generous with their time. That's the way I'll say it. Dave Stewart, Scott Brown, Will Gordon from Rockhurst. We just met this week. Scott Brown. And then here's the other one, folks. And we, just like we did with Scott McGee. There it is. Ben Bear. He is also retiring. How about going out 2-time back-to-back state champions on your way on out, it was quite impressive, Dave, and talking to Coach Bear. He always, don't talk about me, don't talk about me, don't talk about me, talk about the kids. It's all about them. And that was impressive enough. And then what those players had to say about him. It's hard enough to win one, getting there, winning back-to-back as he did, especially with, on his way out. Kudos to Coach Bear. And it's really impressive what they did.
Absolutely. Yes. I feel like you probably love this because you don't like to say defending state champs.
No.
Right? Because they owned that in 25. Now they own it in 26. So
and that was the messaging from Coach Bear to his players. We're we got to go earn this again. And you do. And there, like I said, nobody comes in and says, hey, since you didn't win it this year, we're taking this one from you. That's not how it works. So
no, you're 100% right.
Appreciate those coaches. We talked with Coach Aaron Holst. His son, he was part of that. He was the head coach at Excelsior Springs. Retired. There's another story. There are some great interviews on the channel from the whole week. Aaron Holst is one of them. He was the head coach at Excelsior Springs. Retired. They talked him out of retirement to Northland Christian, to the private school, and he goes out and wins the state championship.
Yeah, that's wild.
His school he just retired from, his son is one of the assistant coaches, Simon Holst. Cale Lyons is deployed. Cody Vaughn takes over. They win a state championship. There was some great stories all week, Dave. It was fantastic. So kudos to those guys. Say that
There's
again.
another big story. There's another big story in Kansas City area baseball. The legendary Liberty North coach who retired 2 years ago, he's back.
Coming back.
He's
Coach
back.
Stiegel. Ryan Stiegel's coming back.
Yep.
Exactly. So that's going to be interesting. Shout out to Coach Mike Hollander, Chris Ebright, Coach Cole Rourke, and Coach Skylar Cobb for being generous with their time from the Class 3 schools. For the Class 4, you have Coach Brendan Sugar, Coach Cody Vaughn. You had Springfield Catholic Coach Courtney Spitz, and Westminster Dan Petke, which we just met this weekend. Even though they're as close as they are, it's the first time I'd met the gentleman. So thank you very much. Guy? He is a heck
Dan's
of a nice
outstanding.
man.
Yeah. Yep.
Coach Kyrell, Coach Tyler Schilly, which we met for the first time, Coach John Sipes, and Coach Scott McGee. Kudos to all of them. We can't do this without your generosity and your time and allowing us to talk to the players. Dave knows this. Coaches don't have to. We don't say you got to do this. There's no requirement. These coaches are appreciative of what we do, and we're grateful to them for allowing us to stick a camera and a microphone in their face. We really
Absolutely.
are. So that's a rundown. That finishes out. Dave, final thoughts on this 2026 season?
We need to crown our Class 6 Player of the Year.
Go ahead.
Mr. Zach Van Hook. And we need to read his numbers.
You go right ahead. Go right ahead.
They are pretty epic. I'm going to start out with just 47 stolen bases. 47 stolen bases. I mean, just absolutely nuts. And, keeping in mind that, 47 stolen bases happened. He walked 35 times, right? He walked 35 times. He struck out 6 times. He had a 1.234 OPS with a 423 batting average. And then on the mound, Class 6 competition, the schedule they play, 54 and 2/3 innings, 93 punchies, a 1.13 ERA, a .87 whip, a 102 batting average against, a 401 OPS against. Again, if anybody understands OPS, a 401 OPS is trash. That's not even a hitter you would ever consider putting in a lineup. He gave up one hit or less in 8 of his 13 outings.
And just to give you perspective, OPS is on base percentage plus slugging. And if it's 400 and you're combining those two stats, that means you're 200 on your on base percentage and 200 on your slugging. And exactly right, Dave. You're not considering putting that person in your lineup.
You're wondering why you put him on the team to begin with.
It's true. It's true. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Not to mention, he probably was a part of one of the coolest moments in high school baseball history in our area with the walk-off home run in the district championship. What a really cool moment there. Just dominance, pure dominance.
And a pleasant young man. We got a chance to talk. It's the first time I'd met Mr. Van Hook, and we got a chance to talk to him there at the state championships, and appreciate him taking the time and coming over and visiting with us. Heck of a nice young man, very pleasant, articulate, just enjoyable to talk to. And, so that makes a big difference to me. I mean, you and you can see it with his teammates. We got to talk with a few other kids, Ben Theroff there on that squad, Sam Smith. I almost did it again, Drew. Jeez.
Steve Smith, the wide receiver.
Yeah, I know. I did that. And I did that in the interview. And when we started again, and he looks at me and he goes, Sam.
Hey, he's a wide receiver for Vianney, which is kind of funny.
So he probably did.
Sam.
And Steve Smith was a small guy too. He's not small, but
perfect.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a dude. Sam Smith is a dude, folks. He's a ball player. So,
yes.
Dave, final thoughts on the 2026 season?
I was just so thrilled to see the level of competition, no matter what class we were talking about, be very, very very broad, right? There wasn't one team where we just said, far and away they're better than the others. Anybody could beat anybody. You had upsets. You had favorites. It was a great season. It really was. We saw some unbelievable, just athletic feats from some of these kids. The coaches that we got to meet along the way. The relationships we've gotten to create through YBM with coaches, parents, kids. It's been a great spring. It really has. Wouldn't have it any other way.
And we were all wrong. I had Eureka. You had Jackson. Mulder had Liberty.
Yeah. At least Mulder had the right area. Mulder stuck with KC.
Yeah, I had the Suburban Gold.
Right.
Smart man.
Yep.
And Willard, I had Webb City, and Willard right there, neck and neck.
Same.
And, whoever came out of that I thought was going to win the state championship, and that's the way it unfolded. And,
Yep.
There you go. I did think Duchesne, but Blair Oaks doesn't surprise me a bit. Class 3. Class 4, I mean, we got rocked. Top 3 teams went down. We had Excelsior Springs as our number 4 team in our last poll. And, they come out and win the state championship, and the top 3 went down. So in Class 4, interesting year. That's what I take from it. In my opinion, it was one of the most competitive across the board. No
Yep.
clear favorites, although we thought we had a couple. But turns out we were wrong.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it on the chin. We were wrong. More times than not, we're going to be wrong when we're picking one team out of tens of hundreds to do something, right?
Absolutely.
Just 2026 class left their mark on high school baseball. You just saw some unbelievable kids, athletes come through these last 4 years, and they'll be missed. But there's talent all over our state in those younger classes too. So should be a lot of fun.
Remember this weekend, tune into Youth Baseball Midwest right here, Class 1 versus 2 at 10 a.m., Class 3 versus 4 at 1 p.m., and Class 5 and 6, the nightcap at 4 p.m. All-Star games. We'll have some fun interviews, some great baseball. We're looking forward to it. They'll be choosing the state champ or the all-state teams at this event. It's a great weekend of baseball. Sunday, tune in again. We're going to have some really good baseball. We got some Game 7 14U championship baseball going on. Go watch on Sunday because these are the kids that are going to be going into the next phase of high school baseball. We're going to see the next guys that we're going to be talking about like this, right, Dave?
Yep, absolutely.
That's the way it is, folks. So appreciate you being with us. As always, thank you to Mr. Dave Wiggins for joining us, bringing his flavor to the show. We appreciate it. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day in the Lord, and hey, we'll see you at the ballpark.